What is up everyone, and welcome to a super quick little video that I'm going to throw up today just as a sort of response to a couple of the comments and whatnot in the PC video and answering a few of your questions. So in the frame here we have the faulty 4870. Now I was going to make an entirely different troubleshooting video that followed on from the previous video, but it turned out that I didn't quite have enough content. I pretty much went as far as I could in the initial troubleshooting video, and a lot of people agreed with me, yes, it's dead. Now a couple of people wanted me to take off the heatsink and to reapply thermal paste to the GPU and to reapply the heatsink, you know, clean it all up and stuff. That is a really good suggestion, and definitely something that I would do if I was facing issues with the card after I'd booted. But the fact that the card physically will not post at all is indication that that would do nothing. Now I could be wrong, but the card just will not boot. It goes into its first stages of boot up and fails right there. We know this because of the LEDs. So for those of you who haven't been following along, the LEDs pretty much indicate that there is a power delivery issues that there's a power delivery issue with the two connectors, with both 6-pin connectors. Now just because the LEDs say that there's a power delivery issue doesn't necessarily mean that there is, because the card could be faulty, right? So if the card was fully functioning and those LEDs lit, in theory I'd be able to check my PSU cables, check my connections, change the cables, change PSU or whatever, and it would work. But unfortunately with this card, that's not the case. I've done everything in my power and also run an identical card as you guys saw in the troubleshooting video, and that worked absolutely fine. Now the first thing that makes me a little bit suspect that this card is totally toast is the fact that both LEDs illuminate. Now if we have a look at the power connectors, a couple of people said really inspect the power connectors, have a look at the solder joints, etc, etc. Now I have had a close look at this just before filming this video with my magnifying glass, but something that I thought, if there's a problem with one of the solder joints, it would be on one of the connectors. It's highly unlikely for it to be on both connectors because they're 6 pins each, unless there's a fault further down the line in the power delivery system to the card. To be perfectly honest, I don't know enough about the routing of power within the card itself to know enough about it at all. However, I've looked at this and I don't have any kind of macro lens or any macro setting or anything like that, guys, so hopefully you guys can see, but everything on both sides of the card, watching 1080p if you're not already, everything on both sides of the card to me seems absolutely fine. I even checked all of the pins and they are all joined to the card. Nothing appears to be amiss. Now most of you probably know I have absolutely horrendous eyesight. I'm registered sight impaired, so it is very difficult for me to see small components. That's part of the reason why you don't see a lot of intricate electronics work on the channel. I have a hard enough time soldering and stuff as it is, let alone trying to film it at the same time. So I stick to the stuff that I'm confident in filming. But even to my eyes, and using really powerful magnifying glasses, the most powerful ones that I've got, I cannot see any visible fault with this card. A lot of people said look for stuff inside the PCI power connectors here on these 12 pins. I mean, you know, look at it. It's a pin in the middle of a plastic block. If it's going to plug in, it's going to plug in. It's going to work, you know. So, yeah, I really did appreciate all of the feedback. And I've pretty much tried everything that people have suggested, but unfortunately no luck. And I do get the sense that pretty much everyone now is clutching at straws. This is probably a toast card. Now, for those of you who don't know, this came as a donation from a viewer of mine who is also named Tom. So again, big thank you, Tom. The fact that the card is probably dead does not reflect on his donation in any kind of way, because this was not his card. He bought this specifically from me and got it shipped. He bought this specifically for me and got it shipped directly to me. So he never handled the card. So he obviously it wasn't his. So yeah, it's just one of those things, bad luck. Now, as well as showing you guys a close-up of this area of the card, which a few of you wanted, I'll do this again because maybe you guys can see something that I can't. And if you can, just let me know. But another reason that I'm putting up this very quick upload is simply because I want to ask your opinion. I want you guys to hopefully help me to decide what I should get next. Now, before you rush down into the comment section and go, oh, Tom, get another 960, or pull the 960 out of your Hackintosh, or whatever, just listen to my requirements for just a second. So, bearing in mind, I already have another functioning 4870 identical to this, and these sapphire ones are pretty easy to come by. So I could just, in fact, I believe there's one on eBay right now. So the cheapest and coolest option would definitely be to simply try and get another one of these. And I reckon I could get one here in under 2 weeks, and we could make the upgrade video, make the Crossfire videos, and test some games and stuff, and I think it would be pretty cool. But considering you guys have already seen that process, like you've already seen me put the card in and stuff, I want to know what you guys think I should do next. The two 4870s would be really cool, and using a 4870, especially a 4870 Crossfire setup, even a couple of years ago, was pretty much viable in most games. But lots and lots of games are being released these days that this card simply won't be able to cope with. Now, again, before you go and suggest anything crazily modern, this is a Phenom 2 build, so it's pointless putting anything that beefy into the build because the CPU just won't be able to hold its own in huge games like GTA 5 or whatever. So that's out of the question. But I don't want to be hindered at the same time, so I kind of want to strike the balance between keep sticking to the same generation as the CPU and sticking with the overall theme of the case, so of the build. So it's all parts from sort of around 2011. It's basically what I'm dubbing the what was I calling it the other day? It's almost like in memory of my original 2011 gaming PC. It's what the 2011 gaming PC should have been. For instance, the Tempest 410 Elite case is the case that I should have chosen. I should have gone with an SSD. I should have gone with a better motherboard. All of this kind of thing, but based around the same CPU and the same platform. So my little thought was, should I try and get my hands on two 5870s? Now, that's an entire generation newer. It supports DirectX 11, and a 5870 is still a fairly beastly card to this day. Or should I try and get something in the 5000 series that's even higher end than that? Or should I try and get something lower end in the 6000 series? But then that's going a little bit new for me, you know, if I was to get like a 6850 or something. And the other thing is, I want two cards. I've decided that I've seen the Crossfire setup in this case, and I think it would be absolutely awesome to have two cards. I promised you guys Crossfire coverage, and I want to deliver that. So if you guys want to see me try and get my hands on two 5870s, please let me know. I think I could do so for under £100. As long as I'm wise on eBay. I want them both to match in looks because that's very important. Or do you reckon I should just try and spend around 20 quid or whatever it would be and get another one of these 4870s? Let me know what you think. I have no idea where to turn. And to give a little bit more perspective on the scenario, it's not as if I'm expecting to keep this PC. I don't even know what I'm going to do with the PC, put it like that. So I can't justify spending that much on it, especially with the move and stuff coming up, and I need to dedicate money to my home network and my new desk setup and stuff. So not knowing what the PC is going to be used for in the future is quite a big contributing factor as to how much I can spend, really. So yeah, it's a bit tricky. I don't know whether I'm just going to do the project and then part out the PC. Who knows? But anyway, that is pretty much that, guys. Apologies for the small, slightly disappointing update, but I'm just making this so that you guys can all see everything close up on the card, because I haven't shown the card closely. I know a lot of you are probably going to comment saying, Tom, take off the CPU cooler, the GPU cooler, so we can see underneath it. And you know what, guys? I just don't want to. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I don't see any point. Even if I do take it off, there is nothing that I am skilled enough to do underneath there to be able to solve it. I cannot repair things at circuit board component level. It's not where my talent lies whatsoever. So huge thank you for watching, everyone. Comment down below with suggestions and thoughts. The Crossfire 5870s is sounding like a good balance to me at the moment. Let me know if you guys agree. Yeah, as always, I'll catch you in the next update. Hopefully a proper video up tomorrow. Cheers, guys.